What's up, guys? This is Corey here with Toothless Reptiles in San Diego. As always, make sure to follow us on social media, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and visit our website, toothlessreptiles.com. I wanted to do a video on how I set up all of the crickets for the hatchlings, and this will save you a lot of money and a lot of trips to the reptile store. But here's what I do. So I go on Amazon, and for $24.99 you can buy a box of 1,000 crickets. They have all different types of breeds of crickets. I think I have the domesticus or whatever, the normal ones that you usually see. But then I have a tote. You can get these from Home Depot from a couple bucks. You're going to need a roll of paper towels. Your choice of gut loader, whatever you want to use. I use the Flucker's Cricket Quencher. You can buy this on Amazon as well. It works really, really well. It's like a jelly, and you can just dump it in there, and it's food and water all in one. I've tried like the orange cubes, and the orange cubes tend to get nasty after a couple days. This stuff stays pretty good, and when you dump new stuff on top of it, it kind of, I guess, like replenishes the stuff below it. So you're still going to want to change out, pull the plate out and throw it away and start a new plate every couple days if you have 1,000 crickets. But that's what I use, is the cricket quenchers. And then also you're going to want a top for this. So I use this. This is just perforated aluminum. I have access to a lot of materials because of my field I'm in, but you do not want to use these, not even with a bunch of holes in it. If you do that, this is going to get nasty, musty, and smell. So use a piece of screen or anything with as much ventilation as you can on the top of it, and then store it in a nice, cool, dark place so it doesn't get really hot and nasty. But the first thing we're going to do is, if you take a typical roll of paper towels here, you can roll out 2 full-size squares and then get 4 full-size squares because you're going to want to double it up. So I'm just going to get 4 full-size squares. This is kind of hard to do with camera in my hand. So 4 full-size squares. We're going to fold it in half. So now we have a double layer. And we're going to stick that on the bottom of the tote. So that's going to sit on the bottom of the tote. Now we can throw our, I use paper plates. You can use paper bowls. Paper bowls actually work a lot better. Right now I'm just using paper plates because it's what I had. So we'll take our paper plates, put them down in there. We can open up our Fluckers. And as you can see, it's like a jelly. So it's kind of weird. But here we go. So we'll dump a bunch of that on the plate. You can really pile it up. It doesn't really matter. That's like 1/4 of a jar. If you're going to want to keep these guys for a while, you're going to want to buy quite a few jars of this stuff. I don't remember how much I paid for it all, but I know they gave me a deal when I bought boxes of 6, I believe. So I bought a bunch of boxes. But that's pretty much it for setting up the tub. So now we can open up our box with a bazillion crickets inside of it. And we'll see how this goes. Make sure that you understand that there is no other top. As soon as you open this up, the crickets are going to start coming out. So cut away the tape and get it ready to open. And then when you open it, make sure to just dump all of the contents into the tote. So, and then also there's usually something in there, like a potato or something, because they feed these guys. But as you can see from the side of the box, it's full of crickets. So now we're going to dump all these guys into the tote. Crazy film. It's like Blair Witch Project filming right now. Blair Witch. Oh, we got more. Oh, whoa, we're under attack. So now we got all these crickets in here. You can push this over to the side so you can get that away. And yeah, there's like a piece of, I don't know what that is, like melon of some kind. Doesn't look like an orange, but yeah, so for, 20 some bucks, you can get a box of 1,000 domestic crickets delivered to your house. You don't have to go anywhere to do it. And you can set up a tub like this, and these will keep for as long as you need them to. One of the things that I do, because I tend to keep a lot of crickets around for all of the hatchlings for a long period of time, is I actually have 2 bins like this. So when it comes time to where the paper towels are pretty saturated and it starts to kind of smell a little bit and you can tell it's not exactly sanitary anymore, you can transfer everything into another tote, because cleaning the bottom of this one with all the crickets in it is damn near impossible. So if you set up a second tote, you can get all of that set up and everything, and then you can dump all the good crickets from this one into that tote, and it's already all clean, and then you can pull out the paper towel, shake the crickets off, and then dump the rest of the crickets into the clean tote. So it's a lot easier if you have 2 of them. And then the top just pretty much sits on there. So, and that tends to keep them in, and it's got a lot of ventilation. And then I literally slide this underneath the enclosures. So this sits right underneath the enclosure, so it stays kind of cool and in the dark area, and there's a lot of ventilation in this room anyway because it's a reptile room. But yeah, so that's pretty much all I do, and you can save a lot of money that way. You can feed your monitor pretty much whenever you want. I'll dump a ton of those crickets in there every single day, but I have a ton of hatchlings right now, so that's why I go through so many. I'll order 1,000 crickets every few days. So and if you're in California, generally you get them the same day, which is kind of nice. So yeah, so hopefully that was informative and helpful to you. And you know what I'm going to say right now, because it definitely applies to this video. Keep feeding.